Good morning, everybody. It's Melanie coming to you from the Outer Banks, North Carolina, and this is my channel, Naked Lady Mandalas, where I share mandala-ness and I share wisdom that has been taught to me through the power of mandalas. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this channel. If you like what I'm putting out there, please like and subscribe and share with your friends and do all the things. So I haven't been on here. It's been a couple of weeks. The last video I did was a little planting video, so I'm going to give you guys a little update. This was like 3 weeks ago. So I have here these little plugs that I got coleus in, and coleus is this plant that comes in like red, green, and then that red, pink and green color. But I planted the leaves of the coleus plant, or not the coleus plant, I'm sorry, of Purple Heart or Wandering Jew is the name, but they had little hairs on the ends of the leaves, and so you stick them in and they grow roots and grow new plants. I then bought a begonia, an angel wing begonia, because they have these really cool like angel wing looking leaves. And the squirrels are terrorizing my porch right now, and they terrorized my begonia plant. So, which also has little, I don't know if I can, yeah, you can see them a little bit. There's little tiny hairs on the undersides of the leaves, and they're called tuberous begonias. You stick those right in the soil, and they come back to life. So these branches were like totally dead. The plant's kind of dilapidated a little bit. But yeah, they'll grow a new root system, hopefully shortly, and I can plant them in my other pots. So it's just really cool to see the regeneration that plants are capable of doing, where you cut their body part off and they grow a whole new body. I think that's fascinating. Humans aren't that cool. So where have I been? What have I been up to? Why am I here today? I am here to talk to you all about parasite cleansing. Yeah. So a little background. Last July, we were visiting family up in New York, and my middle daughter told me, "Mommy, my butt itches." And I was like, put some coconut oil on it, thinking like maybe she's got a yeast infection, not really knowing what was going on. She kept telling me every night that her butt itched, and I didn't think anything of it. Then our niece came to visit, and I'm not going to give any names. Oh, there's little house finches. I hope y'all can hear them talking. Our niece came to visit and pooped out a poop with hundreds, if not thousands, of pinworms moving, wiggling, creepy crawling, and was like, "Oh, fuck, that's what we have." Like, I knew right away. So here we are in August, and I did a treatment with colloidal silver, which resolved the itching. I did not even realize the cleanliness that needs to come along with it. So we treated with 2 weeks of silver. There's also a life cycle that these little buggers like to live in. And they love to be transmitted from child to child because children are not very good about washing their hands and then itching their butthole while they're sleeping and then spreading those little eggs everywhere. And some cleaners don't kill them. Bleach is like up in the air as to whether it kills them. Ammonia from Windex is like the best thing to kill them. But when you are treating yourself for pinworms, you have to treat the whole household. You then have to treat the whole house as if it is a sterile instrument in life, and you keep it sterile. I didn't know any of this. So we treated with silver, total relief in symptoms, but then they came back. We then did papaya seed smoothies for an entire month in October. We did herbs, eating herbs every morning, thyme, oregano, rosemary. The girls would eat a pile of herbs. They'd eat them at night. That relieved a lot, but they just kept coming back, and it was coming back, and it was coming back. So then we tried turpentine in December, and that did amazing things with getting out like ridiculously huge worms. I pooped out worms because I noticed when I wiped. Chris didn't believe it because he hated the taste of it. It made him feel so terrible. But he had a worm come out in the toilet. Like, I can't even get my fingers on here. It wrapped around the toilet bowl. It was so big. Um, so I was like, holy shit, you know, like, this is real. People have parasites. I didn't believe that we could get them because of our diet and how alkaline our bodies are. So when we were going through all these treatments, I was really frustrated. If you go Google or YouTube pork chops and worms, you can find videos of people like pouring Pepsi on pork meat and the worms wriggling up out of the meat. So people that eat a lot of meat will have worms. But because we don't, I didn't think that we could get to the point that we had gotten. So here we are, December. This is like 6 months after the first discovery that I'm still battling these guys. The kids would take the medicine, the husband would take the medicine, they would have relief of symptoms, and I never had relief of symptoms. It was me and my middle child who were suffering and dealing. So then in March, I was really cracking down on my research, trying to figure out, maybe it was even February. And when I realized the amount of cleaning that needed to happen, the amount of laundry that needed to be done, that I needed to strip and wash all of my beds every single day for weeks, I was very reluctant to take over-the-counter pinworm medication because I don't believe in pharmacies. I don't believe in all that kind of stuff, or at least I didn't. So I was very reluctant, but finally I tried, and we buckled down, and I said, I'm cleaning this whole house. We are going to take this medicine, and we are going to get better. I had to have like a 3-hour Zoom conversation with my friend Joelle, spiritual guiding light for my life. I don't talk to people about my problems. I don't like to share all of that. I like to share the good things in life because people got enough of their own problems. But this is important to share because it's something that I've learned a lot from. I cried on that Zoom call basically for a solid 3 hours, telling her I couldn't do it. I didn't want to give up my freedom and my life to completely live in this home and never see the light of day because all I would do was clean. She said, well, Melanie, you have to do this. You have to put on a positive attitude because you don't want to clean your house in negative energy. You want to clean your house with positivity and healing and love and light. And so I did that. And I cleaned. I cleaned for about 4 hours every day. I wiped down every surface every day. I washed every bed, every pillow, every comforter, blanket. Well, we took all the comforters. We only had one blanket for each child, and Chris and I had a duvet that I would throw in the dryer every day to kill any eggs that might have been on it. I completely dedicated my soul and my life to cleaning my home. I still had fucking pinworms. So then comes the next bit of information, which is a TMI moment. So if you don't want to hear my personal business, switch this off. But if you're captivated still, all like 3 of you out there, I had figured out, this took me now, so we went through 2 rounds of the pinworm medicine from Walgreens. And so you're supposed to take it once and then take it 2 weeks later because of the egg cycle and the larva cycle and everything. So then you're killing the adult worm so they can't lay any more eggs. We did that, and I still had pinworms. Chris was then like, well, why don't we increase your dose? Because sometimes whenever I had like anesthesia and stuff, they always had to give me more than was indicated for people my size because I guess I processed the medication faster. So I increased my dose, and we did it weekly. I still had pinworms. I then started taking a tea I bought wormwood and was making a wormwood tea every day. We ordered dry wormwood, which is supposed to be a very effective treatment, but it hasn't come yet because the herbal place that we ordered it from, it takes them a while to process it because it's a home-based business, which is what I prefer anyways. So I bought fresh wormwood plants, was making tea. I would make with cloves, with oregano, with rosemary, with the wormwood. I'd chew up the leaves when I was done. I do it every day, multiple times a day. I then started putting diatomaceous earth. Oh, we did that. We did bentonite clay, diatomaceous earth. Was drinking, we were drinking like a slurry with all the things in it of the bentonite clay and the diatomaceous earth. But then I realized if I put it in the food that I'm eating, that's going to be more effective at killing things. So we started doing that with our juices and our smoothies and salad dressings. And that was really doing good things. I was noticing changes. I also did garlic suppositories. Oh, and I never got to the TMI information. So during my process, my little friends had navigated not in the rectum. So, and for people that don't know what pinworms are, we're 10 minutes now into this conversation. Pinworms are little tiny worms. They're also called threadworms. They reside in the fecal matter, in the intestines, in the large intestines. I believe they're born in the small intestine, and they travel down to the anus and the rectum at night to lay their little eggs. They lay thousands of eggs every night. And then the little buggers wander back up. So you have intense anal itching at nighttime. You have intense anal itching when they're migrating. So mine had migrated out of the anus and the rectum because it was a poisonous environment with all the treatments that we'd been doing, and they moved into my vagina, which is totally possible and happening here, TMI. They can also move into the female urethra, into the bladder, into the uterus, and into the fallopian tubes. So that is why I could not cure my infection, because every time that I was treating my intestines, they were still residing in my uterus and able to migrate back and forth between the two areas. Which leads me to the final treatment. And I can't mention the drug name because it's outlawed, because it helps people. It starts with an I and it ends in a mectin, and there's a ver in the middle. So if that helps you, you can spell it out if you need to. I started taking that, and yesterday was the first day in 6 weeks that I have not had to do garlic suppositories to prevent any itching. And that's the first for me in almost a year. My entire life was consumed by these little friends. I try not to hate things, but there were many points where I broke down and I said to Chris, I'd rather be dead than do this anymore, because I had done everything and anything I could to rid my body of this parasitic infection that was taking time and energy away from me. So I would be woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd be up until 4:30, 5 o'clock because I couldn't sleep with the itching. It was affecting my daily life because every moment was consumed by movement and wiggling and telling me that they were there. Yesterday was the first day, and to be able to live normally again, I'm almost to tears. I would be if I wasn't on camera. To be able to live normally again and not have to think about that every moment of every day is life-changing. And I was a totally new person, all because of one pill. So I started asking during all of this parasite cleansing stuff that I was learning about and growing through and changing my life with and all of this stuff. Through this journey, I started asking questions. What if every disease process is caused by parasites? If not every disease process, what if the majority of them are caused by parasites? What if we treated people like we treat animals, dogs, cats, horses, cows, goats, sheep, pigs? We deworm all of these animals because they will be filled with parasites, and then they don't have the energy, they don't have the looks, they don't have the health that they need, and they become sick very easily. And so we worm all of our animals that we have that are domesticated. Why the fuck don't we worm ourselves, guys? Why aren't we deworming? So if you've noticed in your body that you have a lot of bloating down in this area, if you've noticed with your body that you're having a lot of aches and pains, if you're low energy, if you're feeling depressed and sad, if you're dealing with digestive issues, if you are dealing with respiratory issues, if you are dealing with any type of illness issues, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you wormed yourself? We need to be getting on a schedule of worming ourselves. I will be continuing the worming operations every year. I will be getting, I was gifted these medicines, the last medicine that starts with an I, rhymes with a mectin, and has a ver in the middle of it. I was gifted those from a friend who orders from Mexico. And she doesn't even know yet how much she's changed my life just with that one little pill. In one day, I took another one this morning. I'm going to do 5 days on and then once a week for 4 weeks and help my body heal itself. I have lost massive amounts of belly fat area in this area. So before, I had a very big pouch here and was always bloated and couldn't get rid of it. I didn't eat a lot. It wouldn't go away no matter how hard I tried. I had a lot of gas. I had a lot of difficulty eating wheat. I had a lot of difficulty eating sugar. I still stay away, except for this place called Gutsy Grain Bread that is a baker here in the Outer Banks, and her bread is fantastic, and I order it and I eat it. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing for like a long time now, is helping to heal ourselves. I wanted to share this story and this journey so that other people didn't feel so alone, because it felt very lonely and it felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. I became very obsessive at one point and very scared to have other children around my kids because I didn't want to do this anymore. um, it really took a lot out of me, but like always, there are lessons in everything. So let's go through the lessons that I learned. I am strong enough to do everything and handle myself and make it through. I am strong enough to clean my whole house top to bottom, do all of the laundry. I was doing 8 loads of laundry at the one point, and I found the gratitude for having a washing machine because holy fuck balls, if I didn't have a washing machine, I just would have lit it all on fire. I'm not lying. My neighbor, Miss Sheila, was walking by, so I had to say hi to her. So, lessons. I learned I was capable because I didn't think that I could handle it, and honestly, I was not wanting to because I had to give up painting. I had been painting 2 or 3 hours every day before that, and I gave it up. Gave up my music and shifted my focus into what needed to happen. I learned in this process all of the various ways to help cleanse our bodies of parasites. I learned a lot of things about pinworms, and the importance of keeping a clean house, the importance of hand washing with children. One thing that I kept yelling the whole time during this journey, and I'm going to have to cut this video short because the landscapers is coming. The one thing I did learn about, crap, just lost my train of thought. Anywho, guess it doesn't matter, but I wanted to give you guys an update as to what was going on with our family and how we were fixing it. I learned a lot about the different modalities, I think I already said that, of the cleansing process and what it can do for our bodies. It's cleared up our tongues. So my tongue's not like super filmy and chunky with stuff anymore. It's cleared up our bodies. We all poop better. And I lost probably 15 pounds of belly fat. Like I had these like love handly things. I'm still losing weight, but I'm not starving myself. I'm eating about the same. We've eaten less, but that's because there's not little creatures inside our body taking away the nutrients that we were trying to consume. So again, if you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling bloated, if you're feeling like you're eating and you're not getting the nutrients from your food, My hair was falling out and it looked really dry and dilapidated, and my kids the same. If you're going through any types of those symptoms, if you're going through irritable bowel or Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, all of these things, I believe, truly can be traced back to parasitic infection. So get yourself some of those pills that we talked about. You can also use the horse warmer if you have a feed store nearby and figure out your dosage. It's a little bit of cross multiplication for the math to figure out how many milligrams to give to your body weight. Um, Everybody joked about it during the whole demic thing, but it truly works and it heals people, and it won a Nobel Peace Prize for a reason. Aside from that, there's turpentine with sugar. There is cloves and oregano and thyme and wormwood and all of these beautiful herbs. And if I had only had an intestinal infection, that would have worked. But because of the vaginal mess that I had going on, cross pollination, it wasn't going to work. So I learned a lot. And if you guys have any questions, throw them in the comment section below. Know that you're not alone on this journey. Know that if your ass is itching and keeping you awake at night, there is ways to fix it and help you. And yeah, keep our bodies straight, get our bodies in an alkaline state of living, which is no meat, no dairy, no eggs, plants as fresh as possible, and limited oils, limited sugars, and all those things will help you to rid yourself of these wormy friends. I do know that when we started and transitioned our diet back in 2016, I had worms coming out, and I assumed them to be stems from salad. I didn't realize what they were back then, but just by changing my diet, rid my body of so much crap. So I want people to feel better, and that's why I'm sharing this journey, and I want us all to live in this happy place, in this happy world. In order to do that, we have to clean ourselves up before we can fix what else is out here, because there's a lot to be fixed. So with all that said, I wish you all a beautiful day, so much peace, so much love, so much namaste. I think I named this painting Merging Souls, and I did it back in 2019. It's one of my favorites, and I hope you all enjoy. There's like Sonic the Hedgehog rings up there. It's a huge painting, but that's one of the favorite parts of the painting. Everybody likes those, so there you all go. Wishing you all the best. Hasta luego.